Hi, Nancy here. Today I want to show you how to do German short rows on both the knit side and the purl side. This swatch I did gives a good example because the stitches are so big. You can see they're almost invisible, very difficult to find. One of the reasons it's so popular is compared to the wrap and turns. So I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay, I've got some stitches here on a needle and we're going to work down to the last 3 stitches. So we just knit away and we're going to get down to 3 stitches before the end. 3, 5, whatever I feel like doing when I get there. So, okay, and this part is the same as you would do on a wrap and turn. Okay, and now we're getting down to the end here. 1, 2, 3. So I got to knit 4 more. Okay. All right, so now we're down to the last 3 stitches. Let me loosen up some yarn here. Okay, and you're used to usually slipping the stitch and then bringing the yarn forward, putting the stitch back. You don't have to do that with German short rows. I'm just going to turn it, okay? Now you want your yarn in front, which it already is for a purl. That's good. And I'm going to take that stitch as if to purl off the left needle onto the right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the working yarn and I'm going to pull it over the top. Do you see that? Instead of just leaving it, I'm going to pull it over the top. And because it's a purl, I need to bring it to the front again. So you see it looks like you have 2 stitches there, but you don't. It's 1 stitch rolled on its back side, I guess is the best way I can explain it. So now we're going to go down to 3 on the other side, okay? So we're going to purl in the normal fashion. Let me get this out of the way. I've got yarn ends here all over the place. Okay. Oh, come on, yarn. Okay. One, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. So now we're down to 3 on other side. And I'm going to turn it, except now we're on a knit side. So again, I'm going to pull the yarn in front. I need the working yarn in front. I'm going to slip that stitch as if to purl from the left needle to the right. Once again, I'm going to roll it on its backside. That's just the best way I can describe it. So I'm going to bring the stitch, the working yarn, over the top, and I'm going to give it a real good pull. Really a good pull. Okay? Now, I'm going to go my merry way down to 3 stitches, or excuse me, 6 stitches before the end of the row. But you can see where that is. It's very obvious. So I'll be down to 6 stitches before the other end. Okay. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, and that looks like 2, but it's not. 1, 2, 3, that's the one we did on the purl roll. 4, 5, 6. So I have 2 more to knit. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn. Okay, so now I'm going to try my attempts of doing this English style. All right, so for English knitters, the yarn's in front, all that's the same. You're going to slip this from the left needle to the right, but you're going to take your right hand and give it a good pull. Bring the yarn back to the front because it's a purl. And then you're going to purl. Okay. Then we're going to get down to 3 stitches, or 6, I keep saying that, 6 before the end of the row. And you can tell by watching, this is not my natural way of knitting. So, or purling, I should say. But I try. Okay, 2, again, that's 1 stitch, 2, 4, 6. One more to go. We're going to turn again. Okay, and this time, again, I'm going to try this as a continental knitter, or I'm sorry, as an English knitter. My mind's just not with me tonight. I'm going to bring the working yarn to the front. I will slip the stitch from the left to the right, okay? But now this is a little easier if you're English knitter, because all I have to do now is go into that next stitch I'm going to knit, then give it a pull, wrap it, and voila, I've already pulled that stitch over onto its back side. So that way works pretty slick, actually. I think they have the upper hand than we continental knitters do on that one. Okay, so let's get down to the very end. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work these wraps as I come to them. They're not really wraps, but I still call them wraps. Okay, there we have this appearing double looking stitch. What you're going to do is to knit two together. You're going to put your needle under both, knit it together as if it were one. Okay, another one here. I have determined that the kind of short row that works best is either A, the knitter's favorite, or B, I think it has more to do with the weight of yarn you're working with than anything else. Okay, so here we go. We have the flipped over stitch. You're going to knit both of those together as if they were one. Okay, now we're going to turn, and now we have to deal with the wraps, or the, yeah, I guess they're wraps, on the purl side. So let's go across here as quickly as I can. And this is just a typical way, you know, you would do your short rows. Germans are very popular method now. Okay. All right, let me see how fast I can get across here. Okay, I'm almost there. All right, almost. The one thing I do like about this, it's easy to see when you come up against it. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to purl the two together. That's all you have to do. Purl the two together. And purl the two together. Okay, last stitch. Let's turn it around, see how it looks. Okay. And again, you would have to look pretty hard to find where I did the purl two togethers and knit two togethers to cover up those wraps. But that's how you do German short rows. Thank you.